Sungwoo calls out the World Eater while he is on the verge of death. Sungwoo informs him that whatever story you have, it's not important to me in the slightest. What's certain is that you have failed. World Eater agrees to Sungwoo, saying that he failed. He thought he had no choice, that this was the only way to escape the end of this nightmarish game. He grabs Sungwoo's cloak while telling him to make sure to protect his people, his world, everything, and make sure to take revenge against the bastards who are doing all of this. With his last breath, he points upwards while telling Sungwoo to check the ceiling of the Hall of the Guardians. With that being said, the World Eater perishes, and Sungwoo earns 1 billion gold coins by eliminating the dimensional predator, the World Eater. Sungwoo successfully cleared the exclusive quest, Duty of a Guardian 3. He can now choose a reward. He can get permanent divinity advancement, or he can get a class change ticket. Sungwoo leveled up to 25. He has fulfilled a condition, and he can now possess multiple divinities. He can use Yama divinity now. At the same time, the Sword of a Ruler wielded by the Death Knight evolved as well. The Sword of the Ruler reached a special condition called the Dragon Slayer and obtained a new name. With this newly added sword, Sungwoo has now 3 Dragon Slayers. This in turn unlocked a hidden synergy called Dragon Expedition. It's a weapon-type synergy. It requires 3 or more Dragon Slayer equipped in a party. It gives additional damage when attacking Dragon class by 200%. It increases breath resistance of every type by 200%. This effect is limited only to the bearer of the sword, and it increases Dragon fear resistance by 200%. With these swords in hand, his dragon vanquishing preparations are proceeding steadfastly. Meanwhile, on other side inside Beijing, all of a sudden the demon gate in their possession starts to shrink. Their base commander gets worried as this was their strategic weapon. His subordinate informs him that they got news that the door of the demon's lair in Area 2, Sector 3 has been closed down as well, and it seems like the rest will close down soon enough. The base commander panics and he orders his subordinate to quickly contact the embroidered uniform guard Head Eunuch. But before the subordinate can leave, Head Eunuch comes to his office. Head Eunuch is the replacement of General Shin, and he is the second in command. Him personally being here means that the base commander is a dead man. Base commander asks the Head Eunuch if the Emperor knows about it. Head Eunuch informs the base commander that the Emperor knows since his contact with that world got severed, so he is wondering deeply on what the cause would be. In the first place, the door of the demon's lair was an object placed just in case of an emergency. They can subjugate their enemies with their strength alone. The Korean conquest was also planned out with the possibility of General Shin being defeated. General Shin's sacrifice was valuable since they were able to check the enemy army's full potential. The immortal army of the Necromancer is a bit of a nuisance, but compared to their grand army, its number is only minor. Even if they grew in the meantime, it should be within error margins. Ultimately, since they have a specific thing, their victory is guaranteed. A notification pops up informing everyone that a holy power is filling up the target region. There is a sun-like orb in the sky. It is called White Light Holy Orb. It's a massive item that makes a region into a holy field by pumping out holy energy. As long as the orb fills the entire city with holiness, they have no reason to worry about the forces of the evil. Base commander doubts this strategy since they know well that the Necromancer will try to destroy the orb from the start. Head Eunuch laughs out loud after hearing it. He informs the base commander that a powerful barrier is deployed around that holy orb. It can hold out against even a massive scale attack spell from 1,000 mages. It can even block spells that can blow away a whole city. He further says that it is actually better for us if he wastes his energy trying to destroy the holy orb, since he would end up losing his energy and offering all the spoils wrapped around his body, the gold, and even his life. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sungwoo and his party gets a notification stating that the door to the demon's lair will be blocked in 60 minutes. The other Korean players just barely recovered from the pressure of the World Eater. Hanho says that it was a terrible experience, like getting caught by Mom while forging his grade sheet. Sungwoo is thinking that a real dragon should be even more powerful, so finding a way to escape the dragon fear skill is incredibly urgent. Spearman Kyungsoo asks Sungwoo if they should just return now. Sungwoo summons the wyverns as he informs Spearman Kyungsoo that there are still a few things to take care of. First, they will go up to the Hall of the Guardian. After arriving at the hall, they notice that the lights on the capsules are turned off. Sungwoo says that their main supply got cut off after the death of the World Eater, so that's why they are off. Hanho asks if all of these people will just die, while Spearman Kyungsoo says that there is no reason to help them, since they are those who lived and breathed by gnawing away at the lives of our world. Given the system, the two worlds should never be able to coexist anyway. Sungwoo is thinking that a different trial could be given to us after the ending as well, since the World Eater was also a piece that was manipulated by the system. If it goes like this, then our world could become the next demon's lair. All of a sudden, Spearman Kyungsoo notices a passage near the ceiling. Sungwoo orders Spearman Kyungsoo to escape while he will investigate that space with Hanho. With that being said, Hanho and Sungwoo quickly move toward that space using the wyverns. Hanho says that there are traces of some sort of traps on the walls of this hallway. Sungwoo informs him that those are traces of those disgusting lips that spewed those flames. As the World Eater died, those things were also eradicated. All of a sudden, Hanho notices something. There is something at the end of the hallway which looks like a precious item. This is a mythical rank item called the Essence of the World Tree. Its category and effects are unknown. Its description states that an extraordinary power is contained within this essence. Sungwoo remembers that the power used by the king of the Great Mountain Range was the essence of the mountain, and what the World Eater was looking for was the essence of the world. The mythical quest to advance into the Draconian is being held here. This could be perhaps helpful to the World Tree's growth. At the same time, Hanho found a chest nearby. Meanwhile, Sungwoo is thinking that Hanho's thief class is quite helpful in sniffing out treasures. This chest is protected by a powerful magic. Only the marked beings can approach the chest. It requires a seal release incantation higher than rank 1. It requires a release lock skill higher than ultimate rank. Hanho tries his best, but he could not open it, and Sungwoo suggests that they should head back. With that being said, both of them rush toward the airship, and Spearman Kyungsoo asks if they should leave now. But Sungwoo remembers that he saw some sort of light when they entered the World Tree, so he tells Spearman Kyungsoo to wait a little bit. Sungwoo heads for the place where that light was coming from. There he finds an arrow stuck to the wall of the World Tree, and Sungwoo is thinking that maybe this arrow caused that huge hole in the World Tree. This is a mythical rank item called the 1000 Catty Arrow. Its description states that you can feel a tremendous power. However, it cannot be used on its own, and it needs a base set item. It turns out that Sungwoo already has its base item called God Killer. Both items transform into a new mythical item called 1000 Catty Bow. The average person can never draw it. It requires 100 strength or above to wield it. When drawing the bowstring, an arrow is automatically generated, and Fall of the Sun skill is activated at the strike point. Fall of the Sun causes a large area of explosion, flame magic near the strike point. As it can reduce the region into ashes, so it must be used with caution, and it has a cooldown of 10 days. God Killer skill activates when fired with the 1000 Catty arrow on the bowstring. It ignores all defense effects of the hit target and causes a terrifying amount of destruction, and it has a cooldown of 10 days as well. Sungwoo is thinking that there is nothing they cannot destroy as long as they can draw it, but drawing it is the biggest challenge. After some time, a notification pops up informing them that the door of the demon's lair will close within 28 minutes. At the same time, the airship moves out of the World Tree. Since things are stable for now, so Sungwoo starts choosing his rewards. First of all, he chooses the permanent divinity called Yama, the god of death. This is a demigod-ranked divinity called Yama's Authority. It's both a passive and active skill which costs 0 mana. User can only use the divinity of Yama for 1 hour within 1 day. It increases all stats by 10 points, and the player can use the exclusive skills. Sungwoo is thinking that if he combines his Lich states with it, then all of his stats will rise up by 65 points. At this rate, the day where he can pull the 1000 Catty Bow is not too far. Sungwoo chooses a random skill for his level up reward. This in turn increases his Poison Cloud skill from basic to expert. With this, Sungwoo obtained everything he could from the demon's lair. The next spot for his level up will be the Chinese server. Meanwhile, on the other side of the gate, some type of tree vine is pulling one of the airships. It turns out that the demon's lair first general commander is the one using the vine. After destroying that ship, the general goes for ship number 3, but Jisoo Yoon intercepts his attack on time. After that, she gets back to her allies. The king is thinking that it is difficult to win through a full frontal fight. Jisoo Yoon asks the king if he can supply some mana to the fallen airship through the essence of the mountain and recover the barrier. King says that it is possible to maintain it for just a moment. Jisoo Yoon leaps forward while telling the king to match the right timing and do so. Jisoo Yoon is thinking that at least she can barely dodge the attacks coming from the wooden whip. However, the boss monster spews a acidic liquid when she gets nearby. Jisoo Yoon orders the resurrected soldiers to hold out with their barrier, while she will try to cut it down in one go. Jisoo Yoon unleashes a volley of several quick slash skills on the boss monster. The head of the boss monster is in shatters, but it tries to regenerate itself as Jisoo Yoon is going for the final strike on its weak point. In order to dodge the strike, the boss monster tries to cover itself with infernal flames and strike a flame ray toward Jisoo Yoon. but before the boss monster can attack Jisoo-yun, a hand made up of bones pops out of the gate and it gets a hold of the boss monster. Jisoo-yun can clearly tell who this bone soldier belongs to, and she takes advantage of this window. Pouring all of her strength in a single strike, Jisoo-yun slashes the boss in 2 pieces. As soon as Jisoo-yun lands back, Jimin asks if she is alright. Jisoo-yun says that she is alright. At the same time, a bone hand comes out of the gate, and Jimin thinks that maybe it's a new boss monster. But this turns out to be Sungwoo and his boss minions. Everyone becomes happy after seeing Sungwoo, and now they know that their expedition was a success, and this time Sungwoo brought back a bone dragon. Jimin asks Jisoo-yun about what does this person actually do, and Jisoo-yun says that he only wins. No matter what he is up against, this guy somehow comes out on top as the winner. As soon as Sungwoo and the others come out of the gate, it shrinks and vanishes within a few seconds. Sungwoo is thinking that the demon lair raid is over, and now it's time to start the war again. At the same time, Sungwoo opens up the notification stating the Korean server has received the right to counterattack against the Chinese server number 1. If he chooses to counterattack, he can select the battlefield directly. The server master may declare the end of the war, and if he chooses this option, then the war will end without any additional rewards. Sungwoo says that just getting hit and letting it go is not my style, as he gets ready to pick an option of going to war. A notification pops up informing everyone that the Korean server has declared war on Chinese server number 1. This war will be broadcasted live on official channel 9. All allies are granted the counterattack buff. All of their stats increased by 3 points, and their movement speed increased by 10%. With the initiative, Sungwoo can choose the war format, which includes battlefield or an event. There are only 24 hours remaining until the war starts. Hanho asks why they went to war so soon. Jisoo-yun informs him that we were mentally prepared for it. Time works against us if we wait any further. Sungwoo looks at one of the reporter drones from the Korean server. Sungwoo says that on behalf of the Korean server, I speak to all players watching this broadcast. There are some players on an unidentified server. One of them asks the other about who this Korean necromancer is. The other player informs him that the necromancer is a famous guy and they should hear what he is about to say. Sungwoo says, quite a bit of time has passed since this mysterious game-like phenomenon began driving our world toward ruin. Now we must prepare for the end. How long do you think this game will last and what form its ending will take? Does anyone actually know about it? One of the players in Paris says that, how can we know what the aliens are thinking, while Pope player says that this is divine judgment because of mankind's corruption. Sungwoo says that he knows the correct answer. What he has learned is that our world is heading toward the worst of the worst, and what I intend to do is to do whatever it takes to avoid the worst ending. He stops for a second as he is thinking that we have to stop this ending no matter what. He then resumes his speech by saying that in order to avoid the worst ending, after dealing with the invaders from the Chinese server, he will create a global organization centered around the World Tree faction, and he will launch a world governance system. In his mind, Sungwoo is thinking they need one absolute united power if they want to avoid the bad ending. He resumes by saying that I am warning all of you, this organization that I am creating will do anything if it's for the protection of the world. I hope all the players watching this broadcast make a wise choice. At the same time, he is thinking that this is a declaration of war and a test for all players worldwide. After a few hours, the night falls, and the hyper gates are ready to take the Korean players back to their bases so they can rest and prepare for the incoming war. Li Wei compliments Sungwoo by saying that your performance in the demon's lair was amazing, and she felt like a side character because of her uselessness. She came looking for Sungwoo to find her spirits, but now she will help him without any conditions. Hanho says that anyone skilled enough to fight alongside me is welcome. Sungwoo is thinking that Hanho could have become one of the assets of his force if he had focused on his skills, instead of just yapping around. Li Wei informs Sungwoo that there are still people on Chinese server number 2 who follow her, and when the war breaks out, they will come to help. Red Lion informs Sungwoo that the Beast Alliance will continue to help him. To make up for their past sins, they will fight beside him and give it everything they got. As Jisoo-yun was about to leave, Jimin told her that her family is alive inside the safe zone, and if she is not going to come back. Jisoo-yun says that I am not thinking of going back yet, not until she sees through the end of this war. Jimin says that you are someone we definitely need in the upcoming war, and she can't tell her to avoid the fight. She further says that your family and your father would be proud of you as you are their hero. She further advises her to not die and come back to show her siblings how strong she had become. Spearman Kyungsoo informs everyone that the hypergates are fully open and they can start departing. With that being said, Everyone returns to their base to rest and recover their strength for the upcoming battle. After returning, Spearman Kyongsu informs Sungwoo that he got a message from the United States. The 3 United States servers, along with Canada and Alaska, have agreed to a strategic alliance, and all of these servers have expressed support for the World Tree faction's victory. However, there is also some bad news. The Mexican servers cartel are attacking them, and something seems off about them. According to Jonathan, they might have fallen under the dragon's command. Hanho says that maybe they are like the cultists in Jeju Island who were worshipping that monster. Spearman Kyongsu further informs them that right now the dragon has devastated South America and it entered hibernation, and a regional quest has been issued for those who want to become its worshippers. Sungwoo says that monsters with intelligence manipulating players is not unusual. That is exactly why we need a strong, united organization. Sungwoo is thinking that the one who will lead our world to ruin is not a system-created monster, but it will be us, the players. The World Eater's world also fell because of a war between the Fallen and the Guardians. Vampire Lord, Dr. Yu, the Emperor, and so on. There will be more players like them along the way. All of a sudden, Mireo makes growling sound and Hanho asks him if he is hurt. Out of nowhere, he starts eating something from Sungwoo's inventory, and a notification pops up informing them that the Black Dragon hatchling has completely absorbed a mythical object. Black Dragon has used an inherited skill from you to create a new one. This is a both active and passive type special skill called World Eye. The user gains an eye that sees through the world. With the information gained, the user can easily resolve any obstacles encountered during exploration. There is a sub-skill called Mastery Map. It displays the terrain and structures of a set area of 20 km in real time, and it shows your position on a small map which disappears after 20 minutes, and it has a cooldown of 1 hour. There is another sub-skill called Maze Nullification. It detects hidden spaces within a 300-meter radius and can nullify absolute grade traps and seals with ease. It has a cooldown of 30 minutes. Sungwoo is thinking that it must be the same skill the Spirit King had. It has way more features than what he expected. All of a sudden, Mireo dashes toward another object and Hanho tries his best to stop him. It turns out that Mireo was going for the chest Hanho brought back from the demon's lair, and Mireo breaks its seal using the World Eye. This was a high-grade chest, so they are expecting some ultra-rare or legendary item from it. As soon as Sungwoo holds the item, he gets a notification stating entering Hephaestus' forge, and he becomes amazed after seeing something. When the World Eater told him to check the ceiling of the Guardian's Hall, it was not because of the World Tree's essence. It's because this is the domain of the god of the blacksmiths. Sungwoo gets a system message asking him if he wants to enter the Hephaestus forge or not. Sungwoo happily says that he wants to enter it, but Hanho and Jisoo Yun have no idea what he is talking about. With that being said, Sungwoo moves into the forge. The rooms between the furnaces are where items from the World Eater's world are stored. They must be the items belonging to the people who were inside the capsules. When they were to awake someday, they would get their items back from this massive inventory, but Sungwoo can only guess that they would need those items to fight against the system maybe. In that sense, the World Eater was also someone who resisted the system. A notification pops up stating that when using Hephaestus Anvil, the success rate and the chance to add extra effects greatly increases. Also, the base durability of items increases by 300%. Sungwoo says that it is not quite on par with the United States Hearst workshop. He is thinking that still the blacksmiths from his server will love it, so he stores it in his inventory. After going a little bit further, he sees a lot of vaults lining the hall, filled with items. Sungwoo says that he will put these items to good use. Sungwoo is thinking that he is now the richest person in the world. But to his dismay, a notification pops up informing him that the door to the vault is protected by powerful magic. Only the engraved entity may access the chest. It cannot be unlocked by any other means. This shatters the dream of Sungwoo, and he becomes disheartened and broken.